This video encompasses all multifamily property sales here in Orange County in Q4 of 2024 between 5 and 100 units. This video is going to go through all the sales that took place within the market. We have a detailed report that we can send you. If you want to receive a copy, just let us know. So Orange County as a whole, let's talk about it. There was a total of 42 sales that took place in Q4 for an average price of $4.3 million. There's a lot of trade volume under 5 million, and that's something you need to know if you're a buyer in the market, and also as a seller, that's where the most transactions are gonna lie. Now, there were only 3 properties that sold $10 million and over within the marketplace. So very little activity is taking place in the larger transactional space in the market. So as a seller, you might wanna know that there's still a lot of appetite out there from investors that are contacting us saying we want to buy $10+ million transactions, but the actual transaction volumes of deals coming together is still a little tough as interest rates remain elevated in the marketplace. Of those 3 sales, we closed one of those properties. We helped an owner divest that was moved out of state and wanted to just simplify his holdings. And we also represented a 1031 exchange buyer who acquired that asset and really wanted to trade up into more units. So again, know where the trade volume's taking, look at what's selling, and let's dive in on the 3 markets that we broke down within Orange County. So the first one is coastal Orange County. So coastal Orange County, between 5 and 100 units, anywhere from Seal Beach all the way down to San Clemente. We tracked the market. There was a total of 11 sales that took place. Of those 11 sales, that was a total of $18 million in transaction volume that took place in Q4. Over the prior quarter, there was $13 million in Q3 that took place. So there's an uptick in volume. The most active market was Huntington Beach. There was 4 sales that took place in Huntington Beach. So of coastal Orange County as a whole, the average price per unit was $513,000 per unit. The average price per foot was $670 a foot. So again, that's an average, and there's a lot of different nuances within coastal Orange County, but that is an average barometer so you can understand it quickly on this video. Again, if you want the report, let us know and we can get you that detail. The coastal market, the biggest takeaway, this is the highest demand market from investors by far. Investors want to buy trophy real estate. Even though interest rates are elevated right now, that has not slowed down coastal Orange County to be in high demand. So we've helped a number of investors in 2024 divest. They built up a tremendous amount of equity in their properties and said, you know what, it's time to divest. Let's go ahead and move on and sell the asset. And we've had a number of investors that are on our buyer list that have reached out and said, I want to acquire coastal Orange County. So we think coastal Orange County is going to lead the way here in 2025. So that's a wrap with coastal Orange County. Now moving on to inland Orange County, excluding Santa Ana. We excluded Santa Ana on its own because it's got rent control on its own separate kind of market. So we don't want to blend that into the averages here. So this is inland Orange County excluding Santa Ana. There was a total of 22 sales that took place, and the average price per unit was $313,000 a unit and $400 a square foot. Our team transacted on 4 out of those 22 properties. We helped 4 investors that sold properties, or we represented buyers that acquire these assets. We've helped investors lean in and acquire assets, and we've again helped investors that said, you know what, it's time for me to sell and divest. I want to simplify. I think what we're seeing within this market, this is based on our data and our experience with dealing with investors, we're seeing a lot of owners that, even though coastal Orange County is in high demand, we're seeing investors that want better yields. They want better cash flow. They don't want to borrow at 6% roughly plus or minus and buy a lower cap rate. They want to get a cap rate that's going to get them a path to positive cash flow in the near term. So we're seeing there's still a strong appetite for investors that want to buy these assets. And I think, again, we're seeing people flock to this market within Orange County. I've seen this on prior videos where we've got LA money that's coming in. We've got investors that are now dipping their toe in the water and making their first acquisitions in the market. We're always tracking new money, and there's exchange money that's taking place. So again, we're very optimistic that transaction volume is going to be strong here in 2025 for inland Orange County. All right, so moving on to last but not least is Santa Ana. Santa Ana had a big uptick in transaction volume. There was a total of 9 sales that took place just in Q4 that equated to $25 million in total transaction volume. Over the prior quarter of Q3, there was a total of only $10 million in transaction volume. So you're starting to see more deal making take place in Santa Ana. The average price per unit was $253,000 a unit and $369 per foot. Now there's one asset that traded that skewed some of those numbers, and that was a property that we sold at a high watermark sale at $345,000 per unit and $590 a square foot. This was a fully turnkey renovated property in French Park, and it was sold to Habitat for Humanity. And we helped represent our seller who was divesting, moved out of state, wanted to simplify, and he really built a great piece of real estate, deeply renovating in an older 9-unit property that was acquired here in Santa Ana. So there are still some anomalies taking place if the real estate's right. And we're tracking the market, we're tracking 1031 exchange activity. There's still investors that want to do exchanges that are leaning in the market. There's a lot of investors that through these 42 transactions within all of Orange County, they're just long-term owners. And you'll see that that's historically the case, but you know, it's the sole proprietor, the individual owner that has either built up a small portfolio or they just own one asset that are divesting. It's becoming a little bit more heavy at times to manage these assets and also have all the vendors that are kind of keeping these assets up to date with insurance, roofing, plumbing, electrical, you name it. So we not only are helping investors advise them on selling and how to get their max proceeds and what our process does in order to get them max price, but we're also helping buyers with our vendors in order to get these properties closed that will satisfy the needs of the transaction, but also set the buyer up for success post-close with some of the, maybe the punch list they need to do on the property or some of the plans they need to do to upgrade the asset. So we want to make sure that they have the access to good vendors. So overall, that's what we're here to do in the marketplace. We want to put together good data so people can put their best foot forward with making informed decisions with their multifamily real estate here in Orange County. If you would like to talk one-on-one about acquiring an asset, if you want to talk one-on-one about maybe a particular property that you have that you're thinking about maybe divesting on or just want to know the value of it, feel free to give me a call anytime. And we look forward to putting out these videos, and we'll see you on the next one.